probably hadn't even heard of decluttering. But since then, there have been so many books, you've probably seen a few of them in Smith's or wherever yourself. There's some great blogs on the internet with really useful information, and I should know because I'm a bit of an addict for subscribing to them. Plus all those articles in the magazines and stuff on the telly. So you might think, with all this fantastic information at your fingertips, if you decided you wanted to sort out your clutter-filled sitting room or bedroom, or maybe your home office, it would be a cinch. Unfortunately, it doesn't always work like that. As you may have known, I don't know who's here's tried decluttering our home, but you probably realise it doesn't always go as smoothly as you'd like. Tonight, I'm going to look at some of the reasons why. In my second speech, when good declutters go bad, what you could do to say yours isn't one of them. Declutter downfall. Number one, organising for other people and not for yourself. Your mum says you should declutter, your best friend tells you you need to declutter, and that article you read in the magazine told you successful people always declutter, and so you declutter. The trouble is that decluttering because other people tell you you should never works. You know, your heart's not in it, and it just reminds you when you were a child and your mum told you to go and tidy your bedroom. Mm-hmm. Starting from a place of resentment, it never leads to a good outcome. So, declutter solution. Declutter for yourself, if and when you feel ready. Which leads me on to declutter downfall number two. Over or underestimating the timescale. Now, it's notoriously hard to know how long a declutter session is going to take, but if you wildly over or underestimate the time, you're setting yourself up for a fall, and let me explain why. If you overestimate the time, you go into the room of decluttering and you look around and there's all this clutter, and you just think, oh, this is going to take me months to do this. It's going to take me months. Who wants to spend months decluttering? Nobody. So you're just going to turn around, shut the door, and pretend you haven't seen it. Conversely, if you underestimate the timescale and you say, well, I'm going to declutter for 3 hours on Saturday morning, and then I'm going to go off to lunch with my friends and tell them about my fantastic, how fantastic they're organised. You're going to be disappointed because it's just not realistic to do a proper job. And the really bad thing is when you declutter, it tends to look worse before it looks better. So you're just going to end up disappointed. It's just you're not going to get the result that you want, and you're just going to be deflated. Either doesn't work. So, declutter solution: set yourself a realistic timescale. And for bonus points, put it in your calendar as an appointment so you'll do it. Which brings me on to my third declutter downfall, and this is a really common one, and it's a really sad one, because you've done all the hard work already. You've tidied up the kerfuffle that was your messy room, and you've done it all. But then you don't maintain afterwards. Now, we have a saying in the world of organising is a journey and not a destination. So if you think about it, I don't know who here has ever been on a fitness regime. Some of you look like you might be on a fitness regime, and you got down to the gym, you worked out, and you reached your goal, and then you reach your goal and you look great and feel fantastic. But then, you take to lying on a sofa with a Netflix box set and a delivery pizza. Now, great though that is, and we all love a bit of that, but you're going to unravel what you've done. You're going to lose what you've gained. And so it is when you declutter. If you take your foot off the gas, you'll find that the clutter creeps back slowly, and gets, and things start to get disorganised, and before you know it, you're back at where you started. And it's this kind of cycle of yo-yo decluttering, and that's really common and it's really depressing. So, your simple solution to that, set up a maintenance strategy. And it doesn't have to be a life sentence, it can be as simple as just 5 minutes a day putting stuff back, where you got it from. Whenever you don't buy something before you think where you're going to store it in your home. And maybe having something like a one-in, one-out policy. And you find then that your good work, you'll keep what you'll resolve. So that is my three declutter downfalls: decluttering for other people, unrealistic timescale, and not setting up a maintenance strategy. But forewarned is forearmed, and just a little bit of information to help you along. There's no reason why you should have anything less than a perfect declutter session. So good luck, everybody. If you decide to declutter, your declutter-free life starts here. Thank you.